SuperTalk Mississippi media production. Pike County, here comes your morning show. Dave in the morning on 93.5 FM, SuperTalk Mississippi.
So now, understand, you're not going to dictate to me what I do and what I don't do, but I'm still the mayor, Mr. Brown.
None of this meeting is recorded. None, by any party. Correct?
No, sir, mine is recorded. I'm being accused.
Andy Thompson.
Said I want to make it on record. I want the allegations in writing, party accused, or on recording of this harassment.
And now, here's your host, Dave Hughes.
Good morning to you. Compared to how it's going to be, it's a beautiful day outside, isn't it? Don't worry, it'll get worse before it gets better. The good news is it will eventually get better. This morning, it's North Pike Thursday, I believe for various reasons, including bacterial infections, germs, and viruses and everything else. It's our first North Pike Thursday of the year.
I believe so.
And I can't think of a better way to start it than with my buddy Jason Cooksey. How you doing this morning, sir?
Doing great, Miss Dave. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. You, on the other hand, have a little stress.
Little bit of stress going on right now.
Let's talk about it. We were talking about it before we went on the air. You have, to say you have a jam-packed schedule would be an understatement.
Yes, sir. In the next basically 8 weeks, we have 7 Saturdays, 7 out of 8 Saturdays, we have powerlifting meets scheduled at North Pike High School, ranging from Region 3 and 4 girls to 3 and 4 boys to South States. And, 7 out of 8 weeks. And now we're talking about possibly having to cancel Saturday because we may be in snow and ice. So, it's getting interesting. A lot of prayers have been said by myself and athletic director Kevin Martin. We have done a lot of praying, I can promise you that.
Well, and that's the thing. And even now, and we'll talk about this later in the show, but even now, as we sit here at 9:09 on Thursday morning, there is not a meteorologist out there that can really give you any certainty on what's going to happen or where it's going to happen this weekend.
Not at all. Just depending upon which weather service you look at, you may get, it may be 12 hours difference. It may be 10 degrees in temperature difference. And, our plan right now, our contingency plan, I told my wife last night, if I hear contingency plan one more time this week, I may just have a stroke. But we're going to wait till after lunch today and get the latest reports. This is a regional event, which means we're bringing teams in from as far away as East Central High School and Van Cleve High School all the way up to Brookhaven and Laurel. So all of our schools this weekend are the Highway 84 corridor and south. So we're just hoping and praying that we have that time frame in there where we can get it done Saturday and get everybody out of here and get them home, safe on roads. But,
talking about that, how long does one of these kinds of meets usually last?
Generally, we have, when we come in the morning times, being a regional meet, when we have teams traveling from this far distance to get somewhere, we have basically a mandatory 9 o'clock start time, which when I say start time, that's weigh-in time. So we have to take an hour and a half mandatory weigh-in time to give all the kids ample opportunity to get here and to make their official weight that they have to make. And so generally we would say we're hoping to be lifting around 11 o'clock. So it varies depending upon years by how many. Some teams bring a full team of 12. Some may be a little short. This particular year coming up right now, I finished it all up yesterday. We have from our Region 3 group, which is made up of East Central, Van Cleve, Stone High School, and Purvis. They're bringing a total of about 33 girls in. And then Region 3, which is where we are, is North Pike, Brookhaven, Laurel, and Summerall. I think we have a total of about 38 girls. So we've got about 72 total girls coming in, 71. We're running on 2 platforms. We're looking, 4 to 5 hours probably minimum to get it all in and get it done.
But still, you're talking about getting through about 5 o'clock.
That's kind of good. We want to try to have that at least kind of our drop dead. We need to get people on the road just to be safe. The latest reports that we've seen, has us being fine here until possibly even into Sunday. So, we're going to sit down after lunch today and get all the information gathered and make a final decision.
And that's the problem, because you're going to make that final decision. You're going to kind of try to lock your plans in as best you can, because they need some time to work this out on their end as well, all the teams that are coming. And then it could change again tomorrow.
Yes, most definitely. And here you go again. It's not like a baseball game or a football game where you're dealing with, 2 coaches and 2 athletic directors. We have 8 total schools coming in, and we have 7 of those schools are going to be on buses traveling on the road. So now you're dealing with 8 coaches, 8 athletic directors, and people forget those transportation directors, as these statewide, we know what's going to happen in North Mississippi, and when these statewide travel bans are put out, we have to err on the side of caution. We can't take a chance on putting kids on the road if it's going to even have a chance to be bad conditions.
You said earlier that you never want to hear the term contingency plan again. I still say that's better than hearing the phrase out of an abundance of caution. Yes. I am so tired of that particular wording of that. Not the caution, just that way of saying it.
Well, I go back to, the one blessing I guess we have, being a high school teacher and coach during COVID, it put us all in the situation where, you were just dreading even your cell phone ringing because you knew something was finna happen, something was fixing to change, and so we've all become a lot more flexible, and everybody understands that. And you can't control the weather. We just have to err on the side of caution and keep our kids safe. That's the biggest thing.
You bring up a great point there, because the teaching profession, it's hard in a lot of ways. Coaching, teaching, everything. There's a lot of difficulties there. But at no point from the time you decide, hey, I want to go into education, all the way through your schooling, your education, all the way through your training, everything, at no point do you think it's going to be a day-by-day change what you're doing from moment-to-moment profession.
I agreeing with what you're saying, I went through the education program at the University of Southern Miss, who I think is one of the best education-based schools around. They didn't teach me very much about teaching and coaching, because there's just things that you just this is my 25th year in education and coaching, and I can honestly say every one of them is different. every season is different. Even though it's the same sport, the same kid, every one of them's different. You have different challenges in every one of them, and it's just it just keeps life interesting. Let's put it that way.
Such a nice way to put it. That beats the heck out of explaining how much Pepto-Bismol you go through.
That and Tums.
Yeah.
A lot of Tums. A lot of 10 o'clock hot dogs or hamburgers.
That's good for the digestion. By the way.
A lot of those 2-3 o'clock mornings and back up at 6 the next morning. So it keeps us young. That's what I like to say.
See, there's a lot of people that would have used a different word than young.
I'm sure.
I think now, want to make sure we don't get out of this before we talk about the team. You've got your girls ready to go?
Yes, sir. We got our girls ready to go. We've got a really good group of young ladies coming through this year. The majority of them, I think 6 or 7, lifted for us last year, and we've had we've had really good success with our girls. Back-to-back division regional champions. Had 5 to 6 girls competing at state up for on the platform in the top 3 of state the last couple of years, and this team we have coming back this year is really set to have a great season. Especially, we had added a few new young ladies to the mix, and it's really I'm excited about Saturday, and that's one reason I'm so worried about this weather and having to cancel, because I'm really anxious to see them perform. Powerlifting is one of those sports. You can go in the weight room and you can work out and you can lift weights and you can get stronger, but it's totally different than when you step on that platform and every eye in the gym is on you and you have to perform.
Well, and I kind of liken it to, we've seen the stories over the years of mothers with hysterical strength. They have a bad automobile accident or something, and their kid is trapped in the car, and they'll pick up an entire car.
Just most definitely.
So much of powerlifting, and I know you're going to agree with this, is mental.
Most definitely. I tell the girls every day, and for the people that's out there that's never been to a powerlifting meet or actually see how it works, we have this big board that keeps up with all the score, keeps up with every lifter and what they're doing, what their next lift is, and I tell the girls every day, we cannot lift against the board. We have to we lift against ourselves. And if we can continue to do that and we get to the end and we have a chance, now we can take some risk. Now you get that adrenaline boost. Now you get that, that high, as we like to call it. And I've seen some miraculous things on the last lift when a young lady goes 30 or 40 pounds heavier than they've ever even been able to get close to in the weight room. You can't, it's like, there's a difference in practice and the game. And it's just, I love to see that when they're able to do that.
And to me, that's where the team aspect of it comes in, because you're thinking powerlifting, it's a team. How is it a team? Well, everybody around you affects your attitude and your approach to it.
Well, it's I tell them too, it's the ultimate individual team sport. Because yes, each person out there is competing as an individual in their particular weight class. But, if I have one young lady who comes in and her weight is off a little bit and she climbs to a different weight class, well, we're only allowed to have 2 people in a class. I could lose a lifter Saturday morning, and that when you start doing that, that means we lost that lifter. Well, we have no opportunity to pick up points there when we lose that lifter. And, it's like I said, the ultimate individual team sport.
How just on average, just a rough guess, how much do these girls lift, pound wise?
Well, we have 12 different weight classes for the young ladies. The smallest one is 97 pounds. So basically anyone from 0 to 97 pounds would be there. And they go in increments up to the super heavyweight girls is 242 pound plus.
Wow. So
those are broke up in 12 different weight classes, and it varies by weight class. It's nothing. I have seen some of the bigger girls squat anywhere from, I've seen 500 to 550 pound squats.
Wow.
Before, and it varies from year to year. I mean, it's just like any sport. There's some of those people out there that are just God-gifted athletes that are just strong as they can be, and it varies. How
much can technique make up for strength? In other words, if you've got two lifters and one of them is quite clearly, obviously stronger than the other one, but if they have bad technique and someone a rung below them on the ladder has great technique, does that make a difference? Most definitely,
because we are every lift we do is judged. There's 3 individuals that are judging, and it's just like officials in baseball. They're judgment calls. And if your technique is not spot on, if you're not getting your depth on squat, that's one thing I will say about our sport. They will scratch you. And, if you don't get a qualifying lift in one of the 3 categories, you're immediately disqualified and you're out of the entire meet. So if you come in on squat and your technique is bad, and you don't get low enough, or you're not listening to the judges give commands, and you jump a command and you scratch and miss a lift, then the pressure starts to mount. And, that's one thing you have to, I have seen several young ladies take it down to the very last squat and just have to get this squat or I'm done. And, it gets interesting. It really does. And like you said, technique plays such a major role, and, just being able to listen for those commands and follow those directions, because, it's all about safety. It's all about safety, and the layman watching powerlifting would not understand all the rules that they have to follow, but it's, it all comes back to, we're playing, like you said, we're talking 400 or 500 pound squats. When 400 or 500 pounds of weight falls, gravity takes over, and nobody's going to stop that. No matter how many spotters you have and how many safety protocols you have in place, if that falls from 4 or 5 feet high, gravity's taking control.
Yes, and it doesn't care what's underneath the weight.
No,
that's a big part of it. And also, back to the technique, I would assume, if you don't release properly, you could wind up pulling something out of joint.
Oh, most definitely. You could have injuries. I've seen some injuries. I've been lucky as a coach and never really experienced any major ones with our kids, but I have seen a few through the years that were very severe. Like you said, it goes back to proper technique, coaching, practicing it every day. We have a segment of our practice every day, which is where we come in and we do basically no weight, and it's all about my form, my technique. I'm listening to that command, just like, and like being around it enough that we practice that every day. And like I said, all the time it doesn't come down to it has to be a lot of weight. It just has to be a good lift.
This is how I know I'm old, because we're sitting here and we're talking about this very competitive sport.
Yes.
There's a lot riding on it. And we're talking about how much pressure there is, how much you've got to get it exactly right, picking up big, heavy things. And my thought on that is, boy, this sounds horrible.
I tell people all the time, and if you've never experienced it, everyone, if you're a fan of high school athletics, boys, girls, it doesn't matter, everyone needs to take an opportunity in March and come to the Coliseum in Jackson just to witness the state powerlifting state championship. It's one of the most unbelievable events. I've been to state championships in football and baseball and soccer and all these, but it's when you're in the Coliseum in Jackson, and whether it be boys or girls, and you have 1A through 7A lifting at the exact same time, it's nothing to have 5,000 to 10,000 people in the Coliseum, and everyone in there is yelling and cheering and pushing their team on, and it's almost deafening. And like you said, talk about an adrenaline rush, and I mean you'll be kids that you hear names that you never get the opportunity to meet from your 7A schools or your 6A, your bigger schools, and you'll see a kid going for a state record lift, and the entire Jackson Coliseum goes silent, and every person in it, every lifter, every judge is watching one person try to break a state record. It's pretty awesome deal, and I highly recommend anyone, if you're a fan of high school sport, you need to just go one time and just watch. It's very exhilarating.
Or just show up for a regional meet at North Pike High School on Saturday.
And pick any Saturday over the next 8 weeks, and you can come see lifting. Right now we have girls coming in on Saturday the 24th. We have Region 3 boys on the 31st. We have Region 4 boys coming on February the 7th. We actually, right now, hopefully, we have Valentine's weekend open with nothing. And then we'll turn right back around on the 21st of February and host 5A boys South State, and turn around the next Saturday and host 5A girls South State. So if you're a fan of weightlifting, you can come to North Pike any Saturday morning over the next 2 months, and you can witness it right there.
Well, if the weather stays forecast-wise as it is now, shouldn't have a problem.
Shouldn't have a problem. We're hoping everything. We're praying. Like I said, that contingency plan is, if we do have to move because of the weather, we'll just have to slide everything back 1 week, So the good thing is we have a little bit of time between our South State meets and the end of February, and our state meet will be the end of March. So we have a little bit of time.
Little wiggle room.
We've got about a 2-week window in there that we can, if we have to start pushing things back, we've got a little bit of time built in there to be able to do these.
If people want to show up Saturday, about what time do they need to be there?
Weigh-ins start around 9. If you wanted to come watch the girls lift, I would say 11 o'clock lifting. We're going to try our due diligence to get started as quick as we can to try to get finished and get people back on the road home. But I would say about 11 o'clock, you would definitely see the weight being moved about that time.
And my back is getting sore just thinking about it, to be honest.
Well, mine doesn't get sore while they're lifting. The worst part's going to be Friday afternoon when we have to move all the racks and, 600 pounds of weight for each platform. We have to set up platforms and racks and bars and weights and computers and computer screens to have score sheets and tables and lights. And so if anyone wants to come on by early Friday and help, we're wide open. I think Coach Martin has got the basketball coaches, they're playing Friday night on the road and then coming back in, and I think they have another road game, a makeup game they're going to do Saturday. So, Coach Anderson and them, they're sitting here going, Coach, we're going to have the gym covered before we leave for you to try to help you get it all set up. So everyone's getting involved and making things happen.
Well, on the bright side, I was complaining about my back hurting in sympathy. Now my knees hurt too. Thank you.
Yes. Most days. I will walk. I check it it's probably close to 30,000 steps when I run a full powerlifting meet on a Saturday.
Chris said he'll be there to move the heavy stuff.
I don't believe it. He's got too many deer heads.
Yes, he has duties.
That's right.
He has projects.
He'll be wanting to go ice fishing to catch a white perch. We got to.
You know what aggravates me about that? He'll do it.
Oh, most definitely.
And he'll come back with like a cooler full.
That's right. Look what I did.
It's aggravating. I'm telling you. We could do an entire show on this.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Jason Cooksey, powerlifting, getting ready to get underway in the frigid, frozen tundra this Saturday of North Pike High School. Always enjoy having you over here.
Always love coming over, Dave.
Anytime. You are always welcome, my friend. We continue on this Thursday morning right after this. Keep it here.
Southwest Supply Company is your local source for supplying your office, restaurant, concession stand, or household, cleaning and janitorial supplies, food service items, and more. We're proud to be able to deliver all of your office supplies, office furniture, and business machines. Call 601-684-5521 or visit us at 1036 Gordon Covington Road in Summit. Southwest Supply Company, delivering weekly to Macomb, Brookhaven, and surrounding areas.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hard-working husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Ladies, your health is your priority, and the Women's Health Center in Macomb is here to support you. We're thrilled to announce the return of Dr. Ann Vu. Dr. Vu joins our dedicated team, including Dr. Kevin Richardson, nurse practitioner Shayla Stanberry, and midwife Tara Givens. From routine checkups to specialized care, we offer comprehensive services tailored to your needs. Schedule your appointment today. Visit us at 1318 Harrison Avenue or call 601-684-2300. The Women's Health Center, where your well-being comes first.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. Super Talk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com. It's all around, it's all the race. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com.
Weekday mornings at 6 after 9 on 93.5 FM, or you can catch up anytime by going to
SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com.
Dave in the Morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Catch up and catch on.
Don't stress, no one knows what goes on in our heads.
Welcome back. Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County, 93.5. Well, plenty of other stuff to talk about, including an officer-involved shooting yesterday, if you didn't hear about that, right between the library and Denman Junior High. There was a suspicious person reported, and it wound up with an officer-involved shooting. Last I saw, it was nothing life-threatening, the wounds, but still not what we want to see. But we've got to talk about the impact of the weather coming up over the next few days. Yeah, I'm sick of it too. Don't feel bad. Even more so by the fact that as of right now, Thursday, we still don't really know what it's going to do Saturday. Now, we may get a little more clarity. We should get a little more clarity around noon, a little after noon. The reason why is here's an unusual situation, and here's how puzzled they are in forecasting. The National Weather Service has the Hurricane Hunter aircraft. They flew in and dropped probes into the atmosphere so they could collect the data and feed it into the models. That's going to clear things up quite a bit. We do have a winter storm watch in effect going on the 25th at midnight, which is Saturday night at midnight, until 6 o'clock Sunday afternoon. So from midnight Saturday night until 6 o'clock Sunday afternoon, we have a winter storm watch. That means we've got a chance for the frozen stuff. Let's run through the forecast again. Today, tomorrow, nothing. We're going to have some rain, but high today 66, low tonight 53, high tomorrow 61, low tomorrow night 41. There's nothing there that's going to cause a problem. Just wetness, and that's it. Saturday, same thing. Your Pike County forecast, a high of 54. Going to have an 80% chance of rain, but with a high of 54, again, nothing is going to freeze. It's Saturday night and later into Saturday night when we really start to see the problems pile up. Possibly, potentially, we'll say. 100% chance of rain. It's going to rain Saturday night as the squall line. It's not even a squall line, so a frontal boundary, but that doesn't have a ring to it, so I just said squall line. 100% chance of rain Saturday night. Winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour, low of 34. Now you hear that and you go, oh, well, that's not too bad. It's cold enough, especially up above the ground. Sunday after midnight, Saturday night, when we talk about Sunday, we're talking about 5 minutes after midnight Saturday night. That is Sunday. In the forecast, Sunday, a 90% chance of rain or freezing rain before noon, and then afternoon to rain showers. You may notice this is a better forecast for us than the one you and I discussed yesterday. It improved. What happened is, as they continue to study this and they continue to see what it's doing, the warm, moist Gulf air that's causing the precipitation is moving further north than they expected. As a result, it's moving all of the frozen precipitation possibility further north than it originally was. So Sunday, we've got that chance of freezing rain, mainly Sunday morning, a high of 43. So we may be in decent shape there. Sunday night. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We have a slight chance of precipitation before midnight Sunday night. Not much. Most of it will be past us at that point. We're going to have a 20% chance. But that will most likely be freezing rain if we get anything Sunday night. The low Sunday night, 20 degrees. That's not wind chill. That's on the thermometer. The north wind will be blowing at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So your wind chill is going to be down in the low teens. Yeah, I'm excited too. By Monday, the weather is gone precipitation-wise. We don't have to worry about it. High Monday, though. Now we get into the area where we have to be concerned about the temperatures. Monday, a high of 38. Again, not quite as bad as we were expecting. North wind still blowing. Monday night, clear skies, a low of 18 degrees Monday evening, with a north breeze blowing at around 5 miles an hour, and with it being 18 on the thermometer and a 5 mile an hour north wind, that puts the wind chill at I don't care, I'm not going outside. It's the official measurement I'm going to give you. Tuesday morning, sunny. And Tuesday, we're going to have a high of 48. So that should sort everything out pretty nicely. Anything that's left over from any type of frozen precipitation we get over the weekend. Tuesday night, low of 28. By Wednesday, we're going to be back up in the low 50s. We can deal with that. So our problem zone, if you will, has shrunken quite a bit for us here in Pike County in southwest Mississippi over the weekend. We're really looking at Sunday morning and possibly a little bit Sunday night, and that's it. That if that forecast holds true, if this holds tight, we're going to get to be in pretty good shape when all is said and done with the system that's coming. Yes, I know it has been a non-stop week of panic. Yeah, the weather doesn't work that way. I've talked about it before. We have gotten very used to the weather services, meteorologists, everybody else, having this stuff pretty well figured out. They can tell you when the storm is going to get to your house. I mean, it has gotten very, very technologically advanced. The learning, the experience has grown and grown. And we're to the point now to where we get some pretty accurate predictions. But occasionally, Mother Nature turns her back on the ump, spits on the ball real good, and throws a ridiculous knuckleball that you don't know where it's going. That's the situation with this storm. There are so many variables, it is hard to predict. Now, I say that to let you know this. This is the forecast as it stands right now, Thursday morning. It could be completely different by the time we get to Saturday. They are doing the best they can. Do not take it out on your poor meteorologists. They are. I have talked to a couple over the past day or two, and they are about ready to pull their hair out over this system because I know you'll find this hard to believe. Some folks will. They want to be right more than you want them to be right. They want to give you the accurate information. That has been almost impossible with this storm system as it makes its way in our direction. The borderline, I heard Richard mention this at the end of the show, the borderline between not much at all and don't leave the house, about 50 miles. It doesn't take a lot of variation in what they're currently forecasting for us to wind up in a different band of this. We could wind up with absolutely nothing. We could wind up with problems. Or we could go with the forecast we've got now. I'm kind of happy with the forecast we have at the moment. If it stays this way, I'm okay. A few hours of some freezing rain is a lot better than several days. Depending, of course, on how heavy it is. But the latest that I have seen, and again, that's going to change right around noon. The latest information, we're going to have some patchy ice on the roads here in southwest Mississippi, especially a little further to the west, possibly, definitely further to the north and the northwest. Amid County, northern part of that, Wilkinson County, yeah, even the northern part of Pike County. We may see little patches of ice on the road. Lincoln County, probably the Lincoln and Lawrence have the best chance of getting a decent amount of ice on the ground. So go ahead and book that and act accordingly. Beyond that, once you get up to around Jackson, from Jackson north, forget it. It looks like that's going to be a wash. But again, you have to factor in where I just said it looks like. Because it has been quite a while since I have seen a storm system that caused this much catastrophic disagreement in the meteorological area of the world. Everybody has a different opinion, and we're kind of used to that in a way because, you know, one weather forecaster has a slightly different opinion than this one. They say it's going to be a 50% chance, not a 30% chance. Yeah, we're used to that. We've got people ready to go toe-to-toe because one of them says we're going to get 6 inches of ice, and the other one says, well, it'll rain a little bit, and that's it. It's been a while since we've had any kind of system that had this much uncertainty around it. This is a thing that is going to continue. And you heard us when we were talking to Jason. He's trying to plan an event Saturday. I don't know how you plan anything. You have to follow the old rule of thumb, hope for the best, plan for the worst, try to land somewhere in the middle. This system, that is... that's the only thing you can do, because it is definitely mercurical. Boy, that's a horrible word to use when describing weather, but here we are. So, hopefully, I know there's been a run all over Mississippi. Hopefully, you've got your milk sandwich ingredients already. I would really like someone to explain to me why, if you're afraid the power is going to go out, let's get easily spoilable, have to be refrigerated items like milk. Let's get some extra of that. That's never made sense to me. But once you've got your preparations done, wrap your faucets, your pipes outside, all of that. Take care of the pets, take care of the plants, look after the people, and then just hunker down and wait. That's about all we can do. If we keep the forecast as it is now, big if, because I expect it to change by this afternoon. If we keep the forecast as it is now, I would expect us, honestly, to have minimal problems here, especially compared to what a lot of people seem to think is going to happen. Of course, it is an apocalypse. You find the right person, they'll be glad to explain how we're all going to die by Monday. It's not that. Never has been that, even at the worst part of the forecast cycle. But if the forecast stays as it is now, we should have minimal problems here in Pike County. And southwest Mississippi should be, I'm not saying there will be no power outages. I'm not saying there will be no problems on the road. It's still going to be the best advice possible to go home and stay there. Don't get out. Don't go. I'm going to go ride around, see if anything's got ice on it like it does at my house. You've seen one ice-covered tree. You've seen them all. Just stay home. Prop your feet up. Take a nap. That's a good one. Get the dog, put it in the recliner with you, take a nap. It's good napping, by the way. And we'll be just fine. I've seen plenty of the doomsayers who are very eager to get you to click on their link so they can explain to you how no one will survive until Wednesday. It's all over. Happens every time we have any kind of frontal system coming through. Don't listen to them. Am I saying we're going to be problem-free? Nope, far from it. Am I saying there's nothing here to pay attention to or worry about? Nope, far from it. It's not the snowpocalypse. We're not even forecast to get any snow at all here in southwest Mississippi. We're looking at a few hours of freezing rain. That's it. That's what we're looking for. Freezing rain, of course, is when the rain falls. It's still liquid when it falls, but at ground level, it is freezing cold, and when it hits, it freezes. So we have a chance, and notice Saturday night into Sunday Saturday night, the forecast low 34, the high Sunday 43. So we're going to be right in that borderline zone, whether it would even freeze or not. So we will have more information this afternoon, hopefully a clearer picture of what's going to happen. But for now, go ahead and prepare like it is the snowpocalypse. Get ready. And, then if we don't have a snowpocalypse, which we're not, it'll be fantastic because, well, you got all that sandwich stuff now. You eat like a king for a week or two, and then we'll move on. Just keep your expectations reasonable. I know Civil Defense is all over this. I'm getting regular updates from them here in Pike County about what the National Weather Service is telling them, which is basically what I'm telling you. Are we going to be problem-free? Probably not. Is it going to be a terrible catastrophe? Probably not. But there will be some small dysfunctions. So please keep that in mind as you get ready, and make your preparations now, not tomorrow, definitely not Saturday. Go ahead now. Make sure those pipes are wrapped. Make sure the faucets are wrapped or covered. You can get tube socks for your faucets. If you have faucets outside, we've got a couple in my house that, the pipe just comes up out of the ground, and there's a faucet on the end of it. They make socks. You just put it down over it, tighten it up, you're good to go. Those things are warm, too. I stuck my arm up in one and left it for a couple of minutes, and it was very warmish. So take those little small steps like that. Make sure your pets are taken care of. If you've got outdoor pets, this weekend you don't. That would be my advice. Find somewhere for them to be inside, because it is going to be killer cold. When we're getting down to 18 on the thermometer, that's how you wind up with serious health problems for your pets, which is a nice, fancy, fluffy way of saying they're going to die. So let's not do that. Same thing with people. Make sure they're taken care of. Plants, they're not going to walk themselves in. You got to go ahead and bring those in before this weather sets in. It's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Figured I'd go ahead and get all that in and say it now before the noon forecast update.
If you cry out for more, if you reach out for me,
We shall see, but for now it's looking better. Things are looking up for us here in Southwest Mississippi. We'll take it. Every bit of improvement is a welcome bit of improvement. Final break. We'll close it down on this beautiful Thursday morning after this.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selman's, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selman's. We're in it for the long term with you.
Tired of living with an overactive bladder? Constant trips to the restroom and sudden leaks don't have to disrupt your life. Axonics Therapy at Southwest Urology Clinic offers a long-term solution helping you regain control and confidence. This advanced FDA-approved treatment is safe, effective, and designed to fit your lifestyle, and best of all, it's right here close to home. Take the first step toward lasting relief. Call Southwest Urology Clinic at 601-250-4344 today to learn more about Axonics Therapy, because confidence starts with control.
Don't miss Dave in the morning, even when you miss it the first time. You can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Wanna get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world.
That's what we're going to do. We're kicking you out in the cold.
Time. Turn all of
Don't
the
you worry,
lights
though.
on over every boy and every
We have
girl.
plenty more time to talk, you and I.
Closing time. One last
I'll be
call
with
for
you tomorrow
hours,
morning at
so
6:06,
finish
as
your
always.
whiskey or beer.
For our mornings, Lance and I will try to make some sense of this weather situation, such as it exists, and we will see what happens. The good news is they are still updating the forecast, but not much has changed. They just updated it about 5-10 minutes ago, and it's pretty much what we went over. Same exact situation. Mainly freezing rain or possibly just rain before noon. That's the biggest threat. A slight chance of freezing rain Sunday evening. And aside from that, it's just going to be messy. I'm okay with messy. Never thought I would be okay with messy, but in comparison to what it could be, it's going to be fantastic. Now, a side issue has nothing to do with the weather as far as we know. Breaking news just a moment ago, Alcorn State University has locked down their campus due to a potential threat to campus safety. That is all the detail they have given as to what's going on at Alcorn State University. All students have been told to shelter in place, which is the fancy official way of saying run and hide and be real quiet, which is not bad advice. That's going on at Alcorn right now. We'll wait and see how that plays out. They're talking about, by the way, with this weather system up in the north part of the state, the north third of the state, north quarter of the state, really. Ice accumulations up to 1.5 inches in some spots. No, thank you. I'm good. Appreciate it. I gave at the office. Please leave me alone at home. I'm not interested in your product. Have a wonderful day. We will keep you updated on the weather, my friend, tomorrow morning at 6:06. I'll see you then.
I think it's time you set this woman fire. I think it's time you push it to the edge. Will it never be this good again?
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.